All right, listen to me. I noticed some holes, at least for me, in the Cody Brown and Robyn Brown adoption storyline, and I got no one to talk to about it. So you heifers are going to talk about it with me because I'm back with my notes. So, for those who don't know, who are uninitiated and have not yet been sucked into this brain rot, Cody Brown, the polygamist here, adopted the three older children of his fourth wife, Robyn, whatever, now Brown. It was a whole entire seasonal storyline, and it raised some questions for me. Because number one, right off the bat, Robyn's story to me very, very, very quickly did not add up. And I'm talking about like episodes worth of her sitting on the camera very intentionally saying things. She changed the language she was using about her ex-husband a lot, specifically the language she was using about what he did or didn't do. It almost felt like a lawyer had contacted her and had said, hey, don't say that thing because people are going to dig stuff up. What do I mean by that specifically? Well, initially, I believe Robyn says very, very confidently, he doesn't pay me any child support, as though that alone is justification for never letting a man see his kids again. But mind you, she's also said multiple times that the guy was dirt poor and he lives all the way in another state, Montana, where it sounds like it would be pretty hard to be poor and have to drive across several states. Anyway, after really leaning into there's no child support, he doesn't pay me anything, it then kind of morphs into, well, he's not active. He's not engaged. He's not emotionally present. All of a sudden, that financial part, it disappears and it becomes, well, he's not around. And then it goes from, well, he's never around to, well, as they get older, he sees them less and less. It's the language seems to contradict itself, and it changes throughout the whole season until she gets what she wants. And I thought it was particularly interesting that she leaned on that financial part of that he doesn't pay child support, because I would think it would be very possible that if it was brought up in a court, hey, time to pay child support, and she was living in a family that had a whole bunch of money, and he had no money, they would probably say, hey, there's not really much for you to give the lady that's moved in with the richer guy. Just my guess. The biggest kind of red flag to me, though, was the reaction of the kids when they told the kids that they were being adopted, because despite their claims that this is what the kids wanted so bad, it seemed that only one of them even knew that this was happening. Because when they sat these children down on television to be consumed internationally and told them that, surprise, Cody just adopted you from your actual dad who you really love, the reactions were weird. The one there that's most like Robyn, she was super pumped about it. But the youngest one here and Dayton, the boy, they both seem completely horrified and shocked. And what came out of their mouths pretty quickly, what about dad? The reaction of those kids when they got told they were being adopted did not indicate to me children that did not have a relationship with their father. They seemed pretty freaked out, like they were never going to get to see their father again. Because Robyn rushes to reassure them on camera, no, it's okay. You can still see him and talk to him. Which is so funny, because literally in the episode before, Robyn was saying that he never sees them and talks to them. But then she just reassures the children on camera that they can still see and talk to him. Do you see where I'm going with this? Which brings me to the second point. This whole adoption thing, to me, just from what I saw on the camera, in my personal opinion, smacked of coercion. As I just explained to you, Robyn's claims that her ex is not involved with the children seem to be contradicted, A, by her own words, and B, by the reactions of the children. And it also contradicts the story that she told us that the guy is dirt poor. Like, yeah, obviously he can't drive to freaking Las Vegas or Arizona or YouTube or fucking Hawaii or wherever you guys are these days to find his kids. Anyway, once the paperwork is signed and everything goes through, the father immediately gets on the phone with the kids, aka once Robyn knows that she gets what she wants, she lets the kids call their dad. And again, we get those reassurances, you're still going to see him, you're still going to talk to him, which within coupled with Cody's statements at the tell-all where he said, I was going to do anything I had to get those kids. I was ready to go to war. It smacks to me of coercion. It feels and looks like to me the way it was presented on the show, in my personal opinion, all a lad. It looks like that man was told, you cannot see or contact your children, have anything to do with them until you give me what I want, which is signing over the parental rights to this mad polygamous cultist. And there have since allegedly been claims that he has told the kids he didn't want to do it. But when you have less money, then the polygamous nut job with the show, what are you really going to do? What's he going to do? Get an attorney to fight them in TLC? The whole thing from start to finish, whatever they thought they were doing, was absolutely disgusting. And I was going to go into the Mary's divorce part of it, but I will have to put that in another video, because that is a whole nother level of sick and twisted. But that's what you get in a cult, I suppose. Anyway, what do you think? Was this whole adoption story as dodgy as I think it is? Did you see the same problematic whoopsies that I saw with big brains here? Let me know in the comments. Follow for more.